wonderful it is to welcome you to this place. I hope I am the first. I hope no one outside said welcome when you got here. Did anyone say that? Wait, someone says they did say that? Her? Oh, look at you, little informant. She did, she said it. Were you welcomed by someone at Largo? They said welcome to Largo? But they didn't say welcome to SPONTANEANATION! Hold on a second. Did they say that? Okay, good. Well then, let me be the first to welcome you to SPONTANEANATION. Okay, guys. All right, thank you. You are 100% playing ball, and I appreciate it. But, can you be welcomed to something that isn't a place? Of course you can, you sillies. Hasn't anyone ever welcomed you to a nice meal? You know, well, maybe you haven't been to the fancy restaurants I've been to, where a waiter welcomes you to every aspect of the meal. Like, he'll come over to the table and say, welcome to meeting me. Then he gives his name, which I instantly forget because of status. And to be fair, he has welcomed me to forget his name. These are fancy restaurants, guys. Then he welcomes me to order my food. Does he welcome my companion? No, I always eat alone. Paul, aren't you a married man? Yes, I am. My wife and I have a pact never to eat at a restaurant together, because what if a disaster happens? Oh, do you guys have kids? No. Let me tell you something, parents. There are other disasters besides a child losing one of its parents, okay? How about the world losing half of a couple? I like to straighten out my clothes like I'm telling someone to steal third base. Ladies and gentlemen, how did restaurants ever get to be a thing? That must have been like in the earliest days of food in the home. People must have been so relieved when they figured that out, like, oh, thank God. We don't have to eat like out there in the woods with the thing that we killed, just like gnawing on a haunch. We can take it home and prepare it in some way. What a relief. Then it must have been somebody who was like, I am fucking sick of this. Who went along with it though? Like, what are you gonna do? I wanna go to a place where they just give me food. Not gonna happen, bro. This is practically caveman times. Are there restaurants in the Bible? I know there's catering because of that wedding. So for sure there's catering. Are there any stories in the Bible where a couple people go out to eat and they learn a lesson about morality? Oh, I hope so. I hope so. Maybe in the Gnostic Gospels. Yeah, I've heard of some things that I've never read. Did you know Gnostic begins with a G? I've had some college. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to SPONTANEANATION with Paul F. Tompkins. I am the second part. This is a show. I feel like in the pre-show warm-up, I wound you guys up a little too tight about the idea of applauding for things. Now, I'm not trying to say from here on out, don't applaud and cheer for stuff. You still should, but like, you can stop applauding and cheering for me at the mention of my name and the mention of the show. You're all very sweet, and I'm gonna take this memory with me to the grave. It's the most cheers I've gotten in a single night. This is now unseemly. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a show where I invite a special guest, a person of note, onto the stage. We have a free-form conversation that is inspired by a blind question from our previous episode's guest. Then I will invite some improviser pals onto the stage, and we will do a narrative improv that is one continuous story using the details of the conversation that I've had with my special guest and inspired by a location that our special guest will give us. And it is all scored on piano by Mr. Eban Schletter. I believe it was Shakespeare who said, "What a piece of work is the piano." How rectangular in demeanor. Some college. Ladies and gentlemen, before we bring out our special guest, I would like to introduce you to my friends from the world of Make Pretends. First up, returning to Spontaneanation and Spontaneanation Live. Give it up for Nyima Funk, ladies and gentlemen. Nyima, please, why is that chair so far away?
It's very far away.
Very far away.
My legs are not that long. I do have long legs, but they are not that long.
You do have long legs.
Thank you.
Were you a long-legged baby?
Yes, I kicked my way out. The story goes, yeah. Oh, come on! Oh, stretch him! I had the voice of Danny Glover as a baby. Oh, I'm getting too old. Can I?
Did you ever see that movie Danny Glover made with Joe Pesci? I think it was called Gone Fishing.
No, I stopped watching him after Color Purple just ruined him. Because it did. It did. After that, he could only play like the Predator, opposite the Predator.
But you did see Predator.
Oh, yes.
I have only the vaguest memories of Predator.
Yeah.
Predator could be invisible.
Yes.
Made a clicking sound.
Yes. And he had... Oh, go ahead.
He had sort of tusks, right?
He did. He had an extra set of mouth.
Extra set of mouth.
Didn't he? He had like a mouth inside his mouth that was kind of like, oh, maybe I'm hungry, but the outside mouth was like, time to eat.
Wait a minute.
Okay.
Wait, I thought that was the alien. Where'd that trap door come from? I performed in this theater for years. I never saw that.
They all did to me. They were all very scary. Very scary.
Did you see them fight each other, the alien and the Predator?
Oh, whoever wins, we lose. Right?
That's exactly right.
That is the worst catchphrase ever. Whoever wins, we got your money.
It does, yeah.
You watched it.
Do you like scary movies, Nyima?
No, I don't. I am a black woman. What do I need to watch scary movies for? Are you kidding me? My life is a scary movie. What? I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm sorry I said that. Oh, God. I don't need scary movies.
Did you... I got to a point where I thought I liked scary movies.
Right, yes.
And then I realized I don't like scary movies because they scare me.
They do, yes. Yeah.
And I remember the last one I saw was a movie called House of the Devil, I think it was called.
Come on, really?
Yeah. Oh, and devil stuff, because I was raised with religion. I was Catholic.
Right.
Any kind of satanic stuff was the worst.
So why would you go, why?
I thought I was in control of my own emotions.
No, but you're not. No.
I'm not.
No. The last scary movie I saw was a first date, and it was 7. Right? Bad idea. Bad. Oh, that was...
But then, like, as scary as that movie is,
Yeah?
by the time you get to Brad Pitt doing that what's in the box thing, then it's funny.
We were finding that out at the time, I believe.
What's in the box?
Right. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know what I mean. Yeah. No, you don't. Okay.
Do you read Goop?
I do. I'm a mom, so she just clicked into me once I got pregnant. It was Goop, and it just uploads to my phone.
Now, are you? How many children do you have?
2.
Do you cup them?
Cup them?
Do you do that? This is a thing that I first heard about because of Gwyneth Paltrow's cupping, where they like heat up a mug or something.
See, that's white people stuff. That if I was like, kids, I have an idea. It's called cupping. What we're gonna do? What did I do? Wait, what? You just get instantly arrested and taken off to prison. Because no, we don't cup them. No, we only do what they ask of us.
Is there anything in Goop that you have been able to apply to your own life?
No. No, because everything I can find at Ralph's. Right? Right? You know it. She's here.
Is Gwyneth Paltrow here?
Like, it's true. It's totally true. I got it at Ralph's.
For those of you outside of Los Angeles, Ralph's is a supermarket chain.
Kroger. Y'all know it as Kroger.
Kroger. I went to Atlanta once to do a show and had a native of Atlanta show me to what was known as the Murder Krogers. I had forgotten like shaving cream or something. I'm like, oh, we can go over to the Murder Krogers and get shaving cream.
That's great.
Is there literally any other place we can go?
Hey, you know somebody's trying to kill you and they're like, can you go get me eggs from the Murder Kroger? For real, I need eggs. Come on, go ahead.
Nyima, where are you from?
Detroit, Michigan.
That's right.
Yes, it is. And I brought water for everyone.
Nyima Funk, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you, sir.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage, Colleen Smith. Colleen, welcome back to the show.
Thank you, Paul.
You got a nice frosty water.
I do. It's gonna hurt my teeth, I think.
Do you have teeth problems?
I do.
Sensitive teeth?
Well, recently I got crowns put in, and then they like readjusted the position of all of my teeth in my mouth. And so now they're all like really sensitive and weird. And I over chew on one side, so then this side got sensitive, and now I'm chewing on this side, but with the crowns. Yeah.
I'm a little hung up on one thing that you said.
Yeah.
Where it seemed like you told me that they rearranged all of the teeth in your mouth.
Well, because they put them in and they're slightly bigger than the teeth that used to be there.
Yeah.
So, and then they have to make them so that like stuff can't get in them and whatever. So then they pushed everything kind of over.
What do you mean they pushed everything over?
Because like imagine, I'm trying to think of just imagine teeth. I don't even need a metaphor.
That's the problem.
Imagine they took up this much space and then someone took them away and then put in slightly larger ones. See? And then, and now it pushes everything to the side. Okay, you have cars lined up, parked, right?
Okay, all right.
Like, they're all like parallel parked along La Brea, let's say.
Okay.
And then you take out 2 Fiats.
Well, La Brea and where?
Where's the La Brea and like Wilshire?
Okay.
But there's a lot of construction going
Absolutely,
on.
always.
But you take out 2 Fiats and you put in 2 like, Prius C's. So they're not way bigger, but slightly bigger.
Right.
And so that forces all the other cars to like bash into each other if all of the cars were in neutral.
Well, I mean, What can I say? Asked and answered. What do you have? Did they put temporaries on and now you have to get the permanents on?
They did the temporaries, and then that week time went by, and then I got the permanents. So this is the perms that are in there. Yeah.
How's it feel now?
It's weird. I'm still getting used to my mouth. We're getting to know each other again.
Do you have trouble forming words?
No, I've gotten that down. I mean, you could give me a hard word, and we could see if my new teeth are...
What's a hard word for teeth? Tetracycline.
Tetracycline.
Sounds good.
But I'm from Hawaii, so I can say all sorts of long vowel-y words.
But Hawaiian words involve the teeth very little.
Let me see, like...
Am I right, folks?
I don't know, like humu humu, nuku nuku, apua'a. That's a lot of...
Not a lot of tooth work.
Yeah.
How often do you get back to Hawaii?
I have not been back since 2001.
Since 9/11?
Yeah.
I'm assuming?
Yeah, actually, this is going to take a dark turn.
Sure.
Literally, 9/11, my mother called me to tell... I should not tell the story. It's fine. My mother called me to tell me my dad went into the hospital. Mm-hmm. Couldn't fly home right away on account of the whole 9/11 thing. Went home a couple days later. He died. And then I haven't been back since the funeral. We were close. I love him. I'm fine. Don't worry.
Colleen, are you telling me your father's death was part of the 9/11 plot?
It's all if you fold a $20 bill.
Colleen Smith, ladies and gentlemen. We're having fun already.
Awesome.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the stage, Chris Tallman. With a tie, please, folks. Sure. Please. Chris, I hate to drag the off stage on stage.
Oh, it's like the Muppet Show.
Backstage, you were asking me if you should wear a tie or not.
That is correct.
And what did I tell you? I told you,
Go to hell.
well, that was not part of that conversation.
Oh.
But my point still stands.
It's like staring at the sun with you. Every time I just say, it's like, oh, Paul's saying go to hell to me right now. That's all right.
You're saying it's exciting.
I say it's like I hear it all the time.
No matter what I say.
Yes. No, like if I'm driving down the street, suddenly it's like you stared at the sun too long, and then you look away and you always see that negative image of the sun. Right.
Oh.
Well, I'm glad we got there. That was great. That was fun.
Hey man, did you remember that story about the hippie that took LSD and then he stared at the sun until he went blind?
Is this like a old Disney tale? I don't know this one.
Did you never hear that growing up?
No.
Oh, there were so many guys. The time in which I grew up, it was like after hippies had stopped being a thing, right? And then everyone was worried about Satanists, House of the Devil. And like Satanists were going to be a big deal. They were going to murder everyone in their sleep for their Dark Lord Satan.
Sure.
But we would hear stories from my older siblings or cousins or whatever would tell us stories about hippies. Like this guy took LSD and then he just stared at the sun until his eyes burned out.
I'm trying to think, because I'm a touch younger than you, I'm trying to think, like, what was my version of that growing up? I guess it was just, like, drugs and stuff like that. Like, I don't remember any other, like, boogeyman before that.
Well, there were certainly many urban legends around celebrities.
Oh, sure.
I wonder if we're thinking of the same one.
I wonder.
Does it involve a large quantity of liquid?
Yes!
Now, here's what's great about this story. When we were kids, there was a story about Rod Stewart, right? He had to have his stomach pumped because he had ingested an exorbitant amount of semen.
Oh, yeah.
And depending on who's telling the story, sometimes we know who was the semen donor, and sometimes we do not.
I never heard.
But I think in the version I heard, It was like over a gallon.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I remember too. And because at that age, like I heard it around like, I don't know, 7 or 8 or something. So it's like, you don't really know what sex is, but you know that it's a thing.
Yes.
And you hear about that and so you, oh my God, that's sex. That's real. It freaked me out for a while.
Was that your idea of sex for a long time?
That was my first exposure. Why? That's not funny. That's horrible.
There was also a story about Richard Gere.
Right? Heard that one.
Who had to go to the hospital. A lot of stuff happened at the hospital, guys. He had live gerbil in his rectum. Mm-hmm. Now, this story was also attributed, when I was a kid, was also attributed to a local news anchor, local Philadelphia news anchor. And this guy's first name was Jerry. They started calling him Gerbil. I don't want to say his last name. And here's why I don't want to say his last name. Because he later became an entertainment reporter in Los Angeles, and that story followed him to Los Angeles.
Really?
Yes. It was so weird. The day somebody came up to me and said, you know what, I heard about that guy. I was like, what? Yeah.
That's so weird. Yeah. And what a horrible thing to have to follow you for the rest of your life.
Also, when it's somebody that's like a secondhand story.
Whatever kid told you that clearly has like the gift of gab, because it made it from Philadelphia all the way to Los Angeles.
His name was Oscar Wilde. Chris, go sit down.
Thank you.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, you have met our improvisers. We're going to take a break. When we return, we will say hello to our special guest when Spontaneanation returns. The Now Hear This Podcast Festival is coming up October 28th in Anaheim, California. It's like Comic-Con for podcasts. 3 full days of podcast events from your favorite shows and hosts like Comedy Bang Bang, How Did This Get Made?, Mark Maron, The Brilliant Idiots, and many, many more. Tickets go on sale the morning of July 11th, and they will go fast. Go to nowhearthisfest.com for more info. Nowhearthis.com. Maybe they will list other stuff that's there. Welcome back to Spontaneanation. Oh, welcome back, people who never went anywhere. Ladies and gentlemen, I am very pleased to introduce you to our guest. This gentleman and I have known each other for quite some time, and we were brought together because of this wonderful place, Largo. He is an amazing singer, songwriter. Please welcome the legendary Robyn Hitchcock. There he is. Robyn, please have a seat. Robyn, welcome to the show.
Paul, thank you for welcoming me.
I'm very happy to have you here. We had some trouble with the booking, with my schedule, and it was very dumb, and you were very patient and rolled with everything, and now here we are at last together as God and man intended.
That's the thing, they both wanted the same thing, didn't they?
Very seldom on the same page.
It's wonderful, and it's because it's June the 4th.
That's correct.
And some of the other dates had a 3 in them, which I personally prefer. Your birthday, for instance, is September the 13th.
No.
Oh, shoot.
You're so close.
No. When did you stop being born on September the 13th? Sorry about this.
I went to a dentist and had all my dates rearranged.
Oh. They took your 2 Fiats out, yes?
That's right. That's right.
So you're 2 Fiats short of a 13th?
That's right.
Geez, when is your actual birthday?
September 12th.
Ah. In Australia, that is September the 13th.
There we go.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And of course, Canada won't have their September the 13th until January. Robyn, I have a question for you. This comes to us from our previous guest. Are you curious as to the identity of our previous guest?
Well, we can eliminate Tallulah Gosh.
with extreme prejudice.
Yeah. So I am curious, but I can't think of any other, yeah.
Well, then I would direct both you and the listener to the Spontaneanation archives at howl.fm. For a very reasonable price, hours of listening pleasure await you. Robyn, here's my question. Not my question, previous guest question. What sport would you play if you had all the physical ability but no mental awareness? Now, I would say interpret that as best you can.
It's a sentence that doesn't completely end, though, doesn't it? Because it's all the physical ability of what?
I guess all the physical ability required to play that sport, but then I don't know where mental awareness or lack of it comes into play. Like, are you not mentally aware of anything at all?
Well, that's the problem, in which case, how would you know which sport you were going to pick?
Maybe it's a sport, if it were a sport that you have longed to play and excel at, and it was worth it to be so good at it that you would cease to be aware of anything else. Is there such a sport for you?
You know, it's like a biplane only has 2 wings, or 4 if you imagine that the middle one is 1, so that's, say, 3.
Okay.
Like I said, I'm not very good with numbers.
Are we on La Brea?
We're on La Brea. Yeah,
Okay.
we're on La Brea. Those 2 elusive Fiats have suddenly not shown up again.
Right.
The numbers have been bumped up to Canada. A sport-proof dude like myself is asked on a prestigious public podcast.
Oh, I like the sound
What
of that.
sport would be worth succumbing to the gift of total amnesia? And I'm thinking, well, I'd like the total amnesia, but is there a sport could I do it without actually competitive anything,
You'd like to cut straight to the part where you have no mental awareness.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, I would. I'd like to exactly. I mean, it's that nirvanic state where, I'm sorry, I just have this thing with my hands. Y'all can't see it at home, but I like to make the shape of a giant spherical bulb. Mm-hmm. While I'm talking to Paul, I'm holding a kind of terrarium. It's a glass sphere, but it's weightless. You know, you're a connoisseur of radio. One has to spell all these things out.
Of course.
But at the same time, it then fertilizes their imagination.
Theatre of the mind, dear boy.
The theatre of the mind, the loam in the theatre of the mind, then has all these elegant little shoots that thrust. Could you say thrust for me? I'm not very good at it.
Thrust.
Yeah, oh yeah, thank you. How about that? Yeah, they're all coming through, basically, inside this weightless terrarium. Everybody's parallel parked except for these vital 2 Fiats. And meanwhile, there's the sport. I mean, okay, what would you go for?
Well, let me ask you this. Did sport ever figure into your life? Were you a sports fan ever at all? Are you now?
No, the same way root vegetables figured in my life. I just thought no. You know, you were talking about hippies earlier. I actually am from that generation. Mm-hmm. And we basically, as soon as we reached adolescence, the bar mitzvah stage, you sat cross-legged on the floor and stared at the sun until your hair reached down to your waist. And then you were put down for a retirement home. I'm happy to say I have a place in Bournemouth in the south of England. And that's what we just sat on the floor, basically. And then the punks came and it all went crazy.
Were there legends about hippies that had did you grow up with cautionary drug tales and stuff like that? People trying to scare you onto the straight and narrow?
I think I was before the straight and narrow. That's the problem.
Right.
I was the kind of thing they then held up and said, if you do that, you'll wind up like him. What do you mean? Well, Hitchcock stares at the sun endlessly. And you know, fair point. But you know, if you are we to ignore the sun?
It's a very good question.
I mean,
it seems rude. It's there every day. It seems terribly rude to just pretend it's not there.
Yeah. So I think, you know, we as a sort of polite middle-class Brit, one has to kind of, right, there you are. And when eventually your eyes are turned to smouldering retinal craters, it's like, too bad, you know, one has kept the social end up, as Roger Moore might say.
I like to think he definitely said that. What did you hear stories when the punk movement started happening? Were you hearing stories about the punks before you ever met them? Were you hearing like, no, there's these guys that are doing this stuff?
No, I met them. They turned up. There were about 5 of them. And I was, you know, playing on stage with my hair was down to here, and the audience were all sitting on the floor.
For the audience, mid-terrarium.
Mid-terrarium, yeah. And my hair was mid-terrarium, and then these 5 punks came in with, you know, those. Do you have one of those Barbie dolls where you can retract the hair?
I'm familiar, yes.
And you wind them back in, and it's suddenly it's all spiky or there's nothing. And these cats, they had wound-in hair, and their clothes are all back to front, and they just came in and they just threw stuff at me because I was on stage.
So they were behaving like actual punks?
They were, and I said, you know, what's up with you people? And they said, we're punks, we have to throw things at you. And the weirdest thing happened, a lot of the hippies who were sitting on the floor with their cratery eyes then stood up zombie style, their hair retracted into their dome-like heads, and they stared, and then they flung. So I thought, geez, I'm out of here. And then I came to America, you know. I mean, I've been sheltering ever since.
The punks forced you out of England.
Oh, I mean, yeah, like an olive out of a can opener, except you can't really get an olive in a can opener, can you? I have to say this with a Welsh accent. I was praised. Levered. Yeah, it was. But, you know, stuff happens. Then the punks all turned out to be hippies, and it's all in their autobiographies. They've all got knighthoods, and they have sandwiches like everybody else in Britain.
The great equalizer.
Well, it's the great equalizer. And I know LA is full of Brits who eat Marmite, and, you know, I mean, you can't get away from...
People audible gasp at Marmite.
Are this lot not Marmite? I can't see my glasses.
Has anyone here ever tasted Marmite? Has anyone ever tasted it twice?
Have they sent you over to Britain? Have you had to do...
I've been there a few times, yes.
How was it?
I've had a good time every time.
Were they nice to you?
They were nice to me. I was very worried about it, though. I did stand-up there for the first time. I've been there for various things, but I did stand-up there for the first time a handful of years ago, and I was very nervous that... all of a sudden I realized, what if my sensibility just doesn't translate? And it's not, like, everything that's funny about me is like, you kind of have to know who I am. And I was relieved that it worked out.
Well, that's the thing, is that a good comic or good performer lets you know exactly who they are within seconds without you consciously doing anything.
Yeah.
So you walk on stage, they all know it's Paul F. Tompkins.
Luckily, my comedy is all about me. During that engagement, I had someone have a heart attack during one of my shows. And we had to stop it in the middle, and the guy was taken out by paramedics. Oh. And then I had to do the second half of my show.
Oh, hang on. I had that in the little room the other day. I was doing a show, and a bloke had a seizure. That's not like a Caesar salad. He had a, you know... Oh, geez. Well, it's show business, isn't it? You know, one brings these things up.
And so did you have to... was it during the show? Did you have to stop the show?
No. Flanny just kind of motioned to keep going, and the paramedics came in. You know, there's that back door. So they came in off La Cienega and then pulled the guy out with a rope.
For people who don't know, Flanny is the Al Swearingen-like owner of Largo.
Yes, he is what caused us to be.
That's right.
And it was fine. No, I think the chap's all right, but it was. I was doing a Bob Dylan song, and they're quite long, so there was room for the bloke to.
Was it Donovan?
You mean the bloke who was seized?
Yeah.
No, but I did see Donovan in a Starbucks in Austin, Texas at 10 to 7 in the morning. It was only him and me. Donovan is also a Brit, and he was there. There was no one in the room except Starbucks and Donovan and me. And I came in and said, "Oh, hello, Donovan," and he said, "Hello, Robyn," and then one of my records came on, which never happens. But Starbucks started playing one of my records, and then Donovan got up, he took his briefcase and walked out. Not kind of aggressively, but he had enough in that scene.
Yes.
Do y'all know what Donovan is?
Someone said no? Okay. Let's not get aggressive about our ignorance of Donovan. Donovan is a singer-songwriter. His heyday was the 1960s, I believe.
Yeah,
Sunshine Superman would have been a song. The Hurdy-Gurdy Man, if anyone is a fan of the movie Zodiac.
Mellow Yellow? Yeah, that kind of,
Does that clear things up for you? Robyn, I apologize for these people.
It's good of you to apologize for so many people that you can't see clearly. Like, it's much easier if you can identify everybody and apologize for them personally.
That's true.
That's why we need a God. We need someone who can actually apologize or smite.
Well,
definite individuals. Otherwise, it's a kind of gelatinous mass,
No,
I know.
I feel like if they turn the lights up and I could see everybody at once, I might as well be a hippie burning my eyes out of my skull.
Exactly, because only the divine can see all.
Well, Robyn, I think that answers my question. Thank you very much. Robyn Hitchcock, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to take another break. During that break, we will get a location for our improv from Robyn Hitchcock. And when we return, we're going to do that improv. All this and nothing else when Spontaneanation returns. Guess what, everybody? We have some donor shout-outs to do. These are people that they're not good with money, and they don't understand that you got to save your money. And so they have foolishly donated money to Earwolf and name-checked our podcast to support us. Look, guys, you got to hire a business manager. That said, thank you to Thomas Nickum. Niccum. Get it? Nickum. Like the hospital show. Thomas donated $100. That's too much money. What are you doing? Thomas, come on. Think about your pension. You're not going to be young forever. Okay. And then, of course, we got Nathan Mendel, $150. Nathan, you're worse with money than Thomas is. What if you get in an accident? What if you need a dental procedure? These things cost money. Nathan, thank you, but please, I beg of you, consider practicalities. John McCluskey, he donated $200. What? This guy makes Nathan and Thomas look like Ebenezer Scrooge, famous stingy person. John, thank you for donating $200, but for God's sake, what if your car breaks down and you got to buy a new car to impress your boss? This is a thing that happens. John, I beg of you to look into putting aside $10 a week from your paycheck, and then at the end of the year, buying yourself something practical. Oh, guess who's equally as bad with money? Paul Nemeth. Nemeth? Nemeth? Oh, no, your meth is in your name. No wonder you're so bad with money. You're high on meth because it's a family business. And Paul, you have donated $200 as well to this show. Come on, guys. Paul,
I wish you would get off drugs because you got to hold on to your teeth. It also wreaks havoc with your skin. You know, people who take meth, it ages them. And Paul, I don't want that for you. I want you to look young and fresh and pink and plump. That's what I want for all of my listeners. YNF and P&P. Guys, thank you for your generosity. You didn't have to do that, but you did. I appreciate it. Earwolf appreciates it. I appreciate it more than Earwolf because it makes me look good to them. And they are constantly saying, Paul, we're going to cancel your show and we're going to put a lien on your finances. Oh my God. I didn't know. What kind of contract did I sign with them? This was a huge mistake, but thank you guys. And if you would like to donate, you can go to earwolf.com. And I think you go to the Spontaneanation page and then you'll see a donate button there somewhere. I bet that's how it happens. I don't pretend to have all the answers. I'm not a parent. Guys, I love you too much.
Welcome back to Spontaneanation. We never went anywhere, and neither did you. Ladies and gentlemen, we have procured our location from Mr. Robyn Hitchcock, and we're ready to begin our improv. Before we do, though, just so as you know, in order to aid us in our storytelling, we use 3 sound effects to move us about in time. Let's say we're in the middle of a scene. We want to go somewhere else at exactly the same time. Concurrent scene, a meanwhile, if you will. You will hear this cut to... Now, hold on a second. I feel like these are somehow in the wrong order, even though it does not matter. You'll hear a cut to sound effect. Whoosh, we're over there now. It's colored red. So here's how you remember it. Red, stop. Let's go over there now. Let's say we want to travel backwards in time. Someone is having a memory or we're learning how something came to be. You will hear this flashback sound effect. Now this is yellow, so you think, let's slow things down a little bit. We'll go in the past. That's as slow as things get. Let's say we wish to return from the past to the present day or go into the mysterious future. You'll hear this flash forward sound effect. And that's green, like let's go forward in time.
Is this the first time you've explained the colors?
To me, yes.
Okay.
It's happened once or twice.
Oh, all right.
I just felt like we could all use a refresher.
Sure.
And also painting a picture for the listener, the theater of the mind, dear boy. All right. And any of our improvisers can utilize these sound effects at any time. And now we have our location. Everyone's spreading out. We now have our location provided to us by Robyn Hitchcock, and that location is Airship Underwater. Airship Underwater. We take you now to Airship Underwater.
It's a good thing we had one of these installed. Yes. When I told the Air Force I wanted to add a periscope to this airship, they laughed at me. They said I was insane and foolish. What? Rogers, you're just standing there.
I just wanted to say, sorry again. I really thought I had those coordinates all figured out.
Oh, you did not? Well, there's no good coming of pointing fingers. We're at the bottom of the ocean, and we have to get to the top.
Seems like a good plan, sir.
Sir, Captain, sir. Captain, sir, might I just point out that perhaps what the ensign saw was looking at the coordinates upside down, just saying.
I bet that was it. Thank you, Mr. Sulu.
I am always here for you and for Facebook if you need me. As a matter matter of fact, that was a good bit. Hold on, let me just.
You know, I feel like our priorities are out of whack.
That's right.
We're at the bottom of the ocean. I let you not refer to me as captain, which is completely non-protocol. And we're updating Facebook profiles when we should be getting to the top of the ocean.
I guess it's good we're still getting Wi-Fi.
That is a really...
I'm an ocean is half empty kind of person.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
What do you see?
Got an alert.
Oh look, Sulu updated her Facebook profile.
That's cool. Hey, looks like Sulu's drowning. Listen, we should probably take those colors out of your hair and see how that perm turned out.
Oh my God! Who said permanents are over?
Your mom before she left for Brazil.
I know. One day she's gonna come back and she won't recognize me because I'll have curly hair and I'll be 10 years older.
Oh my gosh.
I love it here in Brazil. I do not at all miss my daughter with her straight hair. God, it was so straight.
My darling.
Yes.
Do you ever think that you will return to the United States?
Oh. Fluencio, you know, one of the things that I have trustful loved. Thank you. Always checking.
I will always be here.
Fluencio, one of the things that I have always loved about our relationship is that you understand me.
But of course I do.
Yes. You're the only man who has ever understood anything that I say. And it means a lot to my heart.
So, Mom, how long are you going to be in Brazil for?
Hon, listen. Here's the thing. When Mama gets a gig, Mama got to go. Now, I got this man Fluge. I call him Fluencio. He don't know. He thinks I am a Brazilian princess.
Wait, he's from Brazil, but he thinks you're a Brazilian princess?
Honey, they dumb like that.
Hey, technically, Uber's only supposed to wait 5 minutes. Let's go. All right, you got 2, Catwoman.
So listen, baby girl, Mama's just gonna go do some drug trafficking real quick. And I swear I'll be back by the time you graduate from kindergarten.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm a very verbal kindergarten.
Yes, you are.
So just to be clear, what grade are we?
Well, normally you're 5 when you're in kindergarten.
Right, but I was born in Beverly Hills.
Okay. It's been 10 years, so I'm 15, which means if I, went through the school system like a normal person, I'm a sophomore in high school.
Right, but you didn't because of that strange accident.
Oh. I thought the perm would cover it.
Well, your head has stopped shaking. Listen.
This is the first time you've held my hand, just so you know.
Well, I want you to understand how much our dating relationship means.
You lisp more than a Brazilian, but I still believe you want to have sex with me.
Yes, I want to have sex with you.
Don't worry, I can keep sperm down really easy.
Hey, your terrarium is here.
Oh, thanks. Just put it by the fireplace.
Okay, hey.
There's a sperm whale out there. That's what I know.
Ooh, I heard a story about that whale.
It's not whatever you heard. It's not true. It's not. It happened to it was a guy in my town. It was a newscaster from my town.
Both of you, we're at the bottom of the goddamned ocean.
I don't want to hear rumors about sperm-whales' sexualities. I don't want to hear rumors about people from your town. I want to get out of the goddamn notion.
Captain, maybe I can get you something to eat. Why don't I go see what Cookie's doing down in the galley?
All right.
All right.
Oh, hardy Darcy, hardy.
Hey, Cookie.
Oh, hey there, no ensign. Would you like a cup of stew?
I'm good. I feel the stew's a little heavy.
Really? Are you sure you're cut out for this man's air underwater navy?
To be fair, when I joined, I honestly thought we were just going to be in the air.
Mm-hmm. And you lied about your dyscalculia as well.
I sure did.
Like everyone knows, it's like that thing where you switch letters around.
Switch letters around,
but
it's with numbers, yes.
I don't know what the first one is, but I know what the number one is.
Stu, to help ya, thicken up your man parts. Make you like a true sea person.
Okay, Cookie, come on in here, sweethearts. Now, this is called acid.
All right.
You'll be fine. You're a cook. What could go wrong?
Well, I'm a little nervous.
Cookie. They don't call you Cookie because you don't eat random things that people put in your mouth. Am I right?
Well, my mom was from Berkeley.
Now listen. Lift up your...
Once again, I also don't want to hear about Cookie's goddamn drug trip.
Well...
We have a problem. Let's focus on the problem. It's too easy for us to get off topic.
I'm just saying, maybe one of the reasons why we're not up in the sky and we're because Cookie had a drug.
You know, you blame everybody but yourself.
You're right. You're right.
Captain, would you like this stew that Cookie made?
No.
Oh. A part of me has died.
Shut up down there, Cookie.
How did he know?
All right.
Listen, Captain, sir, if I may.
Yes.
Just looks like there's a lot of space out there, but I don't know if we can fit into it. Maybe if we get some of the other sea ships to move over, and then we could maneuver our sea ship into space.
What if we had two smaller sea ships?
See? That's what I'm talking about.
If we're trapped in this sea ship graveyard, the one thing I said I didn't want to do.
That's right.
All right. I have a plan.
All right, great.
Air is buoyant. Everyone exhale.
I'm getting a little lightheaded. I'm getting a little...
4 hours later.
Time out.
Okay. Yeah.
Captain?
Yeah.
I don't know that this is working because we don't seem to be moving. And also...
because you're fucking flapping your goddamn lips.
But we've been exhaling for 4 hours and it stinks in here.
What are they doing in that spacecraft slash watercraft slash aircraft, other fish friend?
You can call me Nelson, it's fine. It looks like an upside-down aeroplane.
Oh. Well, that's interesting. That adds to the graveyard of many other aeroplanes that are also seafaring crafts, I suppose.
And you said this graveyard was a bad idea.
So, Ensign, why don't you come on in and have a seat?
Oh, sure.
I'm so sad you're going to be leaving to go on your airship trip.
I know, it's my first one.
I know you're going to be good. Just a regular, just a little off the side and top and back.
Yeah,
and bottom.
just the side, top, back, and bottom, please.
You know, I miss you when you don't come see me. I know I take off a lot, so you don't need to come but every year. But, you know, when you do come...
Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Hey.
How many times do I have to tell you to clean up your station?
I'm so sorry, girl.
I swear to God, there were red hairs all over the ground. I had ahead and sweep them up. Yeah, now
girl,
you sweep them up now.
That was.
Have you been to Hey Girl?
No.
It's really fun. I get my haircut there all the time.
Your hair looks great. I like the back, the top, the sides, and the bottom.
For real, girl. I'm gonna get it all cleaned up as soon as possible, right after I go to the bathroom. For real.
Hold on, now let me answer this phone call. Hey girl, welcome to Hey Girl. What do you want?
Ooh, damn girl. That gets a damn girl.
What happened?
You look good. Hey girl, check you out.
Hey girl, hold on, girl. Damn girl.
Right, girl? But look back here. That's like a damn girl.
Oh.
Another perfect annual haircut.
Yeah.
Hey, what do I owe you?
Oh, hey girl. $20.
Are you sending carbon dioxide down here?
What if we are?
Captain!
Yes, it's Captain Sir.
Doesn't matter if we're all ghosts. We'll all be also those horrible, like, Ted Danson and Creepshow ghosts.
You mean
Just
the
like
the one where he was buried in the sand and threw
I
up
can
to
hold
his...
my breath for a long time, but then they come out, they're all like eyeless gilly men.
Is that the same creep show with the roaches?
Yeah, that's E.G. Marshall. That's the
sure.
last one. This is the one with Leslie Nielsen.
Is this the creep show where the man is forced to run through the maze that has razor walls and then it gets smaller and smaller?
Are y'all watching that white stuff in there again? Now come on in. Now we're gonna watch regular Jacques Cousteau. It's 50,000 leagues to the bottom of the sea. Goddammit, y'all gonna learn something tonight.
But Mom,
What?
I want to watch horror movies
No.
so that I can confront the horrors in a safe environment. And then when I go out into the world, I won't be so shocked. And I'll have plans, like what to do in a place with no cell reception.
And I want to watch cartoons.
You kids, oh, your daddy was so white. Now listen, you're gonna watch this Jacques Cousteau, and you're gonna find out about the underwater mysteries of the seawater, and you're gonna learn something tonight while Mama goes to...
So, I don't know if you know, but your sister and I are dating now.
What?
Yeah, it's true. So you better be nice to me, otherwise I'll give you a Grundy.
What's a Grundy?
It's like when someone grabs your underpants and they hold them up and I say, let go!
It's a wedgie.
Okay, everybody, come in here, everybody. We've got to come up with a new name for wedgie. It's offensive. And when people hear it, they think you're going to put one of those door stoppers into their anuses.
there. We came up with it the first time.
Yep.
The Wet Willy 2.
No. All right.
It's not wet.
There's nothing wet about it, and there's nothing willying about it if you're doing it correctly.
How about I got one? I got one.
Yeah.
Crack Ripper.
Now you came up with the beaver splitter, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah.
You're always good. You're always good. Always good.
Can't we class this up? How about the Louisiana Purchase?
You know something?
Better watch out, or I'll give you a Louisiana Purchase.
Yeah, and I'll give you a Spanish-American War.
What? Bridget, what are you doing here?
I'm coming to see my boyfriend because he told you that we're now boyfriend and girlfriend.
So it's true.
It is true.
Did someone order a Millard Fillmore?
I don't think anyone ordered one, no.
These apps are getting out of control.
Well, guess what, Steven? We're in love now. And now, since Mom's been in Brazil for the last 10 years, he's your father.
Look, I'm so much older than you. You were clearly a mistake. I'm an adult. I'm going to go live my life.
You're grounded, or I'll give you the annexed Sudetenland.
Guess what? I'm the opposite of grounded because I'm going up in the sky because I'm going to navigate an airship.
That's impossible.
Well, how dare you say that to me about my dream that I have?
Oh, I'm out in the hallway. Should I go in? Sounds like they're fighting.
Wait a minute, you guys. I sense Mom's back. shit.
Darling, what is the problem?
It's that perfume. You know, I wear that CK1. I done worn it for 10 years, and they smell me.
Yeah, it definitely smells like the 90s. Mom! Come in! Here, I'll open the door for you.
Who's that guy?
Who is that guy?
Bring him in here as well.
I'm just passing by. I do not
Fluencio, please. This is my lover, Fluencio. We have had 3 children, none of which are here.
Hola.
Oh, wouldn't it be funny if there was a parallel set of 3 children in another land, sad that you left them to come back to us?
No, but...
Where has our mother gone?
I don't know. I long to go into the ground and be a ground navigator.
Are you all right? Do you need me to loosen your leg braces?
No. This is how normal things are where we are.
Yes. This is day-to-day life in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah.
Man, wouldn't that be something? If...
Well, I only care about my problems.
Wait, what did you say, brother?
Yeah, brother, what did you say?
Mom,
What?
if you got to go with Florencio, do what you got to do. Everyone's got to find their own dreams and their own way of life. That's what I'm going to do in the sky.
Wait, what's that, Fluencio?
You are right, my love. I have no place interrupting a family business.
That's right, you have no price interrupting this family business.
All right, great. So now we know how you ended up here. I'm sorry your mother abandoned you. My parents stuck around. They liked me.
Guess that's why you're the captain.
Sir.
Sir.
Captain.
Captain, sir.
All right. Well, we're still at the bottom of the ocean. We've made 0 progress.
That's true. Hey, what if, now this is going to sound crazy.
Lay it on me.
You know that hatch we have at the top of the airship?
Yes.
So we can climb out on the top and do those tricks that everyone loves.
Yes.
Hey guys, this is gonna sound crazy.
Yes.
But what about that hatch at the top of there?
Sulu!
No, listen,
Shut up.
we can climb.
Sulu's talking.
We can climb out on top and do tricks. And
Well, I know this is going to sound weird, but it's an air show where they climb on top and they do tricks.
Wow. So the planes don't do tricks. The people inside the planes do tricks.
All right, guys, let's go out there and give them a show.
All right.
hey, I got your back.
I got your back, Sulu.
I got your back.
I got your back, Captain Sir.
Hey,
I got your back, Cookie.
Guys, let's learn from our mistakes last time. Everyone has their magnetic shoes on.
Right.
problem, sir.
Totally. And no one brought a bomb, right?
Oh.
Guys.
Captain, did you bring a bomb?
Well, it was around the house, and I meant to drop it off somewhere, but it was in my car. And
Well,
then
don't drop it here. Let's go.
Wait, you had a bomb around the house?
Yeah, who doesn't have a bomb around the house?
I don't have a bomb around my house.
Well,
Guys.
yeah.
Nothing.
Wait a second, Captain Sir.
Yes.
Sulu,
Yeah.
maybe it wasn't my navigating. Maybe it was the fact that during our stunt show, someone's bomb from home exploded.
See?
You know what, though? There's that big body of water. They'll be fine.
Well, that concludes the air show for today. Thank you all for coming to the park. And please disperse and tell no one what you saw.
You want to go to the John Steinbeck Wax Museum?
There was that big big body of water. Everybody was fine, right? Everybody went to the John Steinbeck Wax Museum afterwards.
Yeah, they're fine. The people on land.
All right, hold on, orphans. Stay in the rowboat. Now listen, I know we don't get out of the orphanage because of your lack of sight.
No, we can't.
And hatred of the sun.
That's right.
But today we get to breathe fresh air.
That's right. Now
It
listen.
feels so good on my eye craters.
Wait till you hear what your eye craters can't see above us. It's an air show.
What's that look like?
A bunch of assholes climbing on top of a flying plane.
Hold on. Sir, I have the kind of blindness where I never got to see, so nothing makes any sense to me. Like Helen Keller blindness. In fact, I can't hear. I don't know if I'm being too loud right now.
I've got that Stevie Wonder blindness where I'm blind, but it's cool.
I heard people had video of you like catching stuff that was thrown to you and.
Come on, what you got? What you got? What you got? Give me your baby. Give me your baby.
She's
Give me
not
your baby.
blind.
I don't care.
She's
I
not
don't care.
blind.
I don't
Watch
care.
this.
I'm so blind.
Yeah.
Oh,
She caught it.
What's up, flowers? Smelling
even
good.
knows what it is.
Come
Maybe
on, come
she's
on, come
like
on.
Daredevil blind.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Daredevil blind. I can smell you thinking. Oh, smells like you have an overdue library book.
She does.
I do have an overdue library book. It's called A Wrinkle in Time.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, you better turn that in. Never thought that could really happen, yo.
Well,
Oh, yes. Somebody has some Clockwork Orange out there. They need to turn in tonight. Playa. For real. For real.
I told everyone I was going to rent.
welcome to the greatest sight mankind has ever seen. This woman is blind, and she can do two things. She can catch things thrown at her, and she can tell you what books you have overdue at a library.
That's right. Y'all do. Everybody do. Everybody got one, at least one.
Even those of you who have never been to a library. She's gone, rented a book in your name, put it in your home.
Yo, that's right. Berenstain Bears back to school right there, yo.
Oh my goodness. It's
Turn that
true.
in. Yo, I smell Pete the Cat. Somebody has a Pete the Cat book that has been due since they were in kindergarten. Who is it? You right there. Yo, Mrs. Holmes is pissed.
Hey, it's our anniversary. Do my wife.
Okay. Oh. I'd love to, but she's been too busy doing John Steinbeck's whole section. Oh.
Are we just going to drive home silently the entire time, or are we going to address the elephant sitting in the theater at that goddamn show you just took me to?
That show came highly recommended. Oh no, it's the disco police.
Roll down your window, sir.
Hey, that's my wife.
I'm a woman.
Also, why aren't you coming to the driver's side of the car?
Because I like to talk to the passenger. She seemed like she was in harm and she was in danger. And I'm sorry, I only referred to you as sir because I have a sister whose name is Sir. Actually, her name is Sir. She's in the Air Force/Navy.
Well, I'm glad you brought these guys in. They clearly look like some bad dudes.
I'm a woman.
I don't know how they can hear us on the other side of this glass.
Why won't they let us talk to a lawyer?
Whatever we do, we won't let them talk to the lawyer.
Listen, as long as we're alone, let's make love.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, this is just a mirror. They can't see us in here.
And if we were arrested by the disco police, the lighting is perfect.
Aren't we entitled to a gram of cocaine?
I'm going to go in there and stop them before they start without me.
All right, you guys are right. It was my bomb. I didn't want to admit it, but it went off, and I panicked, and I drove us straight to the bottom of the ocean. Or this large body of water. I don't know. It's non-specific.
Probably the ocean, though. Probably.
Yeah, it could be one of those lakes you can't see the other end of.
Yeah. Whatever it is, it's big enough to accommodate an airship that also does stunt shows.
Yes. And multiple other airships throughout the ages.
Oh my God, you're right. Why are there so many airships down here?
Well, guys, that's what I've been saying this whole time.
Yeah, she did mention it
All we have to do
earlier.
is remove some of the airships, slide our airship in, and just kind of move those out of the way.
I thought that was figurative.
No. It's like teeth, like they do with teeth.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Yeah.
Right.
It's a much clearer metaphor with teeth.
Yeah, it's when you think about teeth.
Why haven't they gone to any of the other ships yet?
Why would they go to the other ships?
Well, because they're all inhabitable with oxygen and food supply.
Well, why would they want to stay at the bottom of the ocean? I think they want to leave and go to the top of the ocean.
Why wouldn't they want to hang out with us? We have Netflix.
I don't know. Maybe because you're always binge watching when I'm gone, and then I have to get caught up, but you don't want to get caught up because
I'm
you're doing
sorry.
stuff.
I'm home with the kids.
When you explode your vagina giving birth to things, thousands of babies, by the way, then you can complain.
That is a good point. I've got supersonic hearing ears, and anyway.
And you can understand fish language?
Turns out the manta ray explodes her vagina when she gives birth. Forget it, it's like having triplets. Anyway.
Well, I think we've learned a lot here, Gus.
Maybe too much.
I've decided.
Why don't we just use the hole in the top of the ship?
What's that, Cookie?
Oh, hang on. Why do you have to put me all the way to the goddamn bottom?
Steppity step, 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 steppity step, step.
Cookie.
Why don't we just use the hole in the top of the ship?
This was the plan that I was thinking of.
All right.
If we open up the hatch a little tiny bit, right, some water will get in. But if we can get out there super fast, I bet we can swim right up to the top.
That is a white person plan.
Sulu.
I'm just saying it is. Let's do it.
All right.
All right. Now, there is a tiny possibility that when we open the hatch, the force of the water above us will cause it to rush in at a crushing rate. The ship will be flooded immediately and we'll all drown.
Details.
Also, won't rushing in cause the air that's in here to explode at a massive rate, so we'll drown and explode almost simultaneously?
Also, could the pressure from the water be too great that we can't actually lift the hatch lid because the entire pressure of the ocean is upon us?
I guess there's a tiny possibility that we could get that hatch. It would be very difficult to open. We get it open just enough to cause absolute disaster.
Well,
I'm thinking that the probability that might happen is probably the same amount as the probability that got us stranded under here anyway, so let's do it, huh?
Sulu makes a lot of sense.
yes. Right. I want you all to know. Nothing. Let's go.
All right, guys, listen. I just want to say something.
Yeah.
It's been a pleasure to serve with all of you, both above
hold on now.
and
sound like this isn't going to work.
No.
Oh, okay.
It is going to work.
Why don't we just talk about this when we survive on the surface?
Well, because I think it'll be more meaningful when we get out, if we get out with, like, we're all good with each other.
Oh, so we're telling all the lies and the horrible things we've done.
Yeah, sure, if you like. Yeah.
All right, I slipped you some acid. I should not. That was like double dose.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah, you guys have not been eating real food.
I thought my stew looked like yarn.
Yarn, books, other people from the ship. Yarn.
Well,
Captain, sir, do you have anything you'd like to confess?
I pooped out a sweater the other day. Ready? Here we go. All hands on deck.
Literally. happened in a place called Airship Underwater. Ladies and gentlemen, Nyima Funk, Colleen Smith, Chris Tallman, Mr. Eban Schletter. Thank you to everyone here at Largo. Thank you to engineer Chris in the booth. Thank you to Earwolf for hosting the show. And thank you for being here all the way to the end of the show, which this is. Goodbye forever. Until next week, this is Paul F. Tompkins saying, Semper in Presenti!
My name is Katie Couric. I love to talk and I love to ask questions. Have you always been a feminazi like me, Rebecca?
Yes, I was born a feminazi.
There is so much coming at us fast and furiously every day, but I don't think anybody's explaining it very well. And that's why I wanted to do this podcast.
Right now in the polls, Hillary beats Donald Trump.
I know, but
Hands
polls
down.
schmoles, Esther,
Right.
to go a little deeper than the wrestling match that you currently see on cable television.
It does make you think that what we do here is important to generations beyond us.
So listen, subscribe, and let's help each other figure out what's going on.
This has been an Earwolf production. Executive producers Scott Ackerman, Chris Bannon, and Paul F. Tompkins. For more media and content, go to earwolf.com.